in a small town down in Arkansas, where the river flows. There's a man with a passion that everybody knows. He's got a collection that'll make you stare. Vintage pocket knives laid with tender care.
Howdy, howdy, everybody. Welcome once again to HT's EDC. Coming at you from the easy chair again this morning. And we have my number one girl right there. Off to the left, she is in her spot, and we are ready to go. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Holiday season, know a lot of Christmas parties are going on and festive things, and yeah, I love it. A lot of people say I kind of look like Santa Claus. If I've heard that once, I've heard it 1,000 times. Actually even been hired one time to play Santa, so if any of y'all were wondering, yes, that is on my resume. I have been played Santa Claus before once for a Christmas party, but nevertheless, I love the season. I do love the holidays, and it is a great time. That being said, we're going to do something this morning I have not done in a while. A little series I started, oh Lord, got no idea, honestly, 6 months ago, called HT's Budget Bangers. And it was a fairly little popular series I did, and I'll just give you guys a brief recap since it's been so long since I've done one of these. An HT's budget banger. This is the criteria. It has to be a knife that is south of $30, and this isn't no special promotion. A regular price, no strings attached. I can give you the name of the knife. You can go to a store and that's the price. It's $30 or less before taxes. Retail the regular price. Now if it's $29.99 and it's $34 with tax, that's okay. Regular price, standard price that you can go pick this knife up has to be $30 or less. So that is the criteria for an HT's budget banger. And I have got one that has it's screaming to be shown. I think there is just an exceptional value in this knife. And let's go ahead and get it out in the open. It is made in China. Okay, everybody that ran for the hills, click the video, stop the video. I'm giving you your chance. It is a knife that is produced in China. And I'll go ahead for what it's worth, which is not very much, and give you my opinion on China knives, which I've done it in the past, but this is kind of recapping. Like I said, I haven't done this, I haven't showed a Chinese knife in a while, and I haven't done this budget banger. Where does HT fall on budget knives, or China knives? Well, you can see by the shirt, I got a big old Bass Pro American flag. I'm as Americana as the next person, maybe more in some cases. I am all about supporting the U.S., patriotism, what have you. Do I prefer to buy United States and or a U.S. ally? Is that not in the back of my head? If I said it wouldn't, I'd be lying, and I'm not gonna lie to you. But at the end of the day, and this is where I differ for some. And if you draw your hard line in the sand, HT, I'm not buying China. I get it. I 100% get it, and I wouldn't even take up your argument. But A good knife, this is where I stand, and this is about my opinion. A good knife is a good knife is a good knife. And that is just a fact. Now, the politics behind it, you can say I'm good knife or not, I'm not buying it, because where it was produced, I get it. I get it. And to be honest with you, I don't go anymore seeking out Chinese knives. I really don't. Every once in a while, something falls in my lap. I hear about something. Somebody says, HT, there's one out there you really need to check out. This is one of those. This knife actually came to me, is on loan from Dwayne, Cross Creek Outdoors. My good buddy, you've seen him on the channel now several times. But Dwayne knows I like this style. When we get into, he knows I like this style of knife, and he's like, HT, there's something you got to check out. I mean, it has moved me, it has struck me, and it would make for one of your budget bangers. I think you'll fall in love with it. Well, from his lips to God's ear, I did fall in love with it. So anyway, to put a bow on that, do I go seeking out Chinese knives anymore? I do not. They're not typically on my radar. Rosecraft blades. Now, again, I'm not going to sit on here and be a hypocrite. You have heard me talk, and sorry about kicking the camera. Rosecraft blades. Rosecraft Blades is an American company that has their knives produced right now. They're working on it, changing that in the future. They have a future model to hopefully get their manufacturing back home, and I support that, and I love that. But right now, they are having their knives made for them in China. Well, I can tell you this, and I still stand on it. When I say a good knife is a good knife is a good knife, those knives are excellent quality. They just are. Do I jump up and shout yippee about where they're being made? I do not. But those are stellar pocket knives. And to be honest with you, they beat a lot of stuff made here in the States. I said it, I stand on it, and I could almost prove it to you. And don't get me wrong, I love the stuff made in the States, but these Rosecraft blades are excellent quality. But to be honest with you, you haven't heard me talking about a Rosecraft blade in a while. I have just kind of moved on. Kind of where my collecting is. It's not really I didn't draw any kind of line in the stand. I'm not making no political statement or anything like that. I have just been, like the folding hunter's quest I'm on, I have just been trying to find old vintage American made knives. So really nothing changed. Would I get, if there's a Rosecraft blade that comes out that moves me, will I still spend my money on it? Yes, I will. Sure enough, in a minute, because they're great quality. Anyway, we have about beat that one to death. But I just wanted to tell you guys, give you a brief recap on what my budget banger is about and where I stand on foreign knives, specifically Chinese knives. I will still buy one. I will still own one if the quality's there, but I don't seek them out as much as I used to. There you go. Right here. This is one that has moved me. And Brother Dwayne, let me show you all guys. Check out that model number. You may want to jot it down. It will be in my product description. What do we got here? MR117. This is a Marbles. Another company that used to be a U.S. made knife. Historically, Marbles was some really fantastic USA made knives. They have hence closed operations in the U.S., and their name lives on and are now made, have been picked up, and are being produced again under the Marbles name, but they are made in China. No doubt about it. What's in this box is an excellent made pocket knife. This is dripping value. For someone out there that may be on a fixed budget, just don't have, $70, $80, $100, a knife like this with USA on the tang stamp by one of the U.S. manufacturers is going to be very close to $100. This is $20 to $25, so almost 75–80% off of what you pay with USA on the stamp. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that as a negative, I love USA on the stamp. But there's a ton of value in this. You open this up, it has some nice packaging. You get this little, what is it, like vinyl, pleather, whatever, if you will, case that also says Marbles on it. Marbles quality knives, but very nice touch. Nice padded zippered pouch. Comes in a nice, outer cardboard box. And let's finally see the knife you're hooping and hollering about. Comes with your nice little silica gel, your little baggie inside there. Yeah. Shabam. A Jumbo Trapper. And look at that jigging on this knife. This is, I would call this, I think they call this dark brown. What do they call this? Actually, they call this is another one where they call it stag bone or bones. I think they call this jigged stag bone. You guys think that looks like stag? I don't really think it looks like stag. And we've had this conversation. I'm not going to get off on my tangent. Just call it bone. Just call it bone. Forget if it's not, like one of these guys behind me here, if it's not antler, lose the whole stag thing. Just call it bone. This is beautiful. This is stand-alone beautiful right there. If you called this jig brown bone, is this kind of brown or black? Yeah, I think it's a real dark brown here. Just call it bone. My God, just call it bone, because that is gorgeous. But I do see the jigging. That is stag-ish. They have jigged this to look like stag. And it looks good. It does look good. I can't say, I love stag, but this does not look like a piece of real stag. I should have brought the real McCoy in. Personal opinion. You may think they did a great job, that this looks like stag. It does not to me. It looks jigged like stag. They did a real good job of jigging it, stag-ish, but this is bone. This is freaking probably cattle, bovine bone that they have colored. They have dyed and jigged to look accordingly, and I think it looks great. You've heard me get on there in the past. I've actually had to send a couple of my knives to like Aaron Williams, some of the stuff that's bone stag or stag bone, and it just looked hideous. It didn't look like stag whatsoever. The jigging didn't look like any stag I'd ever seen. It was just a train wreck. This isn't a train wreck. If you simply call this bone, this is gorgeous. To me, it is. What is it? It's bone. It is a bone, jig bone, and it is great looking. But let's get into this knife. Look at these springs. I'm going to show you folks the quality. You find me a gap there. Look at those springs and brass liners. Before we open this up, I can get enough lighting to show you. There you go. Both blades down the middle. So exterior fit and finish, centering, double thumbs up. And check this out. Ooh, did y'all hear that audio? Shabam. This is a Jumbo Trapper. Most of you already know that. This is a Marbles Jumbo Trapper, bone stag, whatever they call it, is what they're calling it. Look at those brass liners. And folks, something that is kind of rare, I do have some half stops on my Camillus. If you've seen those knives, that Camillus Wildlife series, what are they, the number 10s, Camillus number 10s? They have half stops, but listen to this. Check out this wall. Half stops, aplenty. Oh my goodness, listen to that acoustics. Let me get out this spey blade again. Check it out. Nice solid wall. Folks, I am telling you, this thing, fingerprint magnet, is just dripping. Look at that beautiful, look at this blade shape. This thing is just dripping with value. Prices, how much is something like this? You ask. Current prices, and I told you, has to be south of $30. Chicago Knife Works, $14.95 plus tax and shipping. $15. That is the lowest I have found right now. I'm gonna give you three. I always give you options. I'm not just gonna give you one place to go buy it and sound like, oh, he must be getting a plug by Chicago Knife Works. I don't get a plug. I don't get a dime from anybody. I'm just giving you options. $14.95, Chicago Knife Works. Atlantic Knives right now, $24.95. So $10 more at Atlantic Knife. There is some discount codes and all that, but we're not factoring that in here. If you're interested in this later, you want to hit me up in a comment, in my email or something. I do, some of these places, I do have some discount codes I could pass along. That is not for this video. I'm just giving you unadulterated, if you look this knife up at these vendors, what it cost. $24.95 at Atlantic Knife. And Smoky Mountain Knife Work right now, $21.99. So I just gave you three places that is south of $25 to own this knife, and it is absolutely awesome. There's that big drop point blade. Just incredible. Just incredible. The fit and finish. And I mean, this is a HT biggin, by the way. We have not talked about what this is. This is 4.5 inches 4.5 inches closed. Look at that. This is how much I have coming out the back of my hand. It is broad. It feels good in hand. Look how thick those slabs of bone are. You can see up here, they're nice and kind of chamfered right there, scalloped as it starts coming back down. The handle here on this bone, folks, $25. When Dwayne told me about this, he's like, man, I got a jumbo trapper the other day that you need to show on your channel. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, tell me about it. Anyway, he told me about it, and yesterday he brought the box over. He actually dropped the knife off a few days ago where I could kind of feel on it, you know, get my thoughts about the knife. And he came by again yesterday, brought the box, the whole nine. But he was absolutely right. This thing is fantastic. So for somebody that would like a big, beefy, good old biggin, and you're on a budget, I mean, this is a holiday season. You know, we got to buy for others. You know, you got to cut some corners, or a present. Like I say, these would be fantastic presents for a knife guy or gal in your family. And you just don't got, you know, man, I'd love to get this for the kids, or, you know, the cousins, you know, my uncles, you know, what have you. Well, for $25, you could get 3 or 4 of them and give them to the family, you know, and you're out under $100. One of these with a U.S. tang on it is going to be, one of them is going to be, you know, around $100. And I love those. I buy those. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, I'm giving you options. And this one, it is dripping with value. I don't get, like I say, I don't do this series that often anymore. And it's really not because, again, like I said, all of a sudden I hate budget knives or whatever. I'm too good for them now. That's just not where my collecting is. Would I buy this? Would I spend $25 of HT money on this? Lickety split, I would. This is a good knife. I don't care if this on the tang stamp says China, Timbuktu, or Saudi Arabia. This is a good knife. I promise you. And for, like I say, for the money, you just can't beat it. And a lot of knife. This is a lot of knife for, you know, $20-ish. If you want a good, capable knife, jumbo trapper, outdoorsman, you know what I'm saying? It's got the spey blade on here. You got a outdoorsman in your family, or outdoors lady. My wife hunts. She's put half of these deer heads on these, more than half these deer heads on the wall. So not to discredit you ladies out there, you're outdoors ladies, but this would be a fantastic knife to put in their stocking or send their way. Yeah, I love it. Dwayne, shout out to you, buddy, for passing this one along for review. And yeah, I would say $24.95 or down for this knife. It's just ridiculous. It is the Marbles. Again, we will show it. I will put it in the video description, but this is MR 117, the Jumbo Trapper, Marbles Jumbo Trapper. And I couldn't co-sign this as a HT budget banger anymore. It is 3, 4, whatever thumbs up. Yeah, it is a banger in every sense of the word. So anyway, wanted to show you guys that, give you guys an option, give you guys some buying options. If you want to go buy this, you think this knife would fit somebody in your family or yourself, treat yourself and not break the bank. You know, like I said, money's tight right now. We're buying for others and all. And this is a good quality gift that I don't think anybody would, I think anybody would be ecstatic to have this in their stocking or under the tree, and you save a few bucks. So there you go. HT's budget banger of the week. We love you. Thank you for listening to my spiel, and we're going to get out of here. We'll see you on the next one. God bless. We're out.
Buck knives gleaming under that old porch light. He'll tell their stories deep into the night. Reviews and torture tests, it's a sight to see. HT's EDC.